In the desert of southern Peru, someone carved hundreds of enormous figures into the earth. A hummingbird with a 90-meter wingspan, a spider the size of a football field. Geometric lines so straight and so long they stretch for miles across the plateau. They've survived for over 2,000 years, and they're so large that you can only fully see them from the air. The civilization that made them had no aircraft. So who were they making them for? The Nazca Lines cover an area of roughly 450 square kilometers in the Peruvian desert. There are over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric figures, and 70 animal and plant designs, called geoglyphs, etched into the surface of the desert plateau. The figures include a hummingbird, a condor, a monkey, a spider, a whale, a dog, and several humanoid figures. Some of the straight lines run for miles without deviation, straighter than most modern roads. They were made by removing the reddish surface stones of the desert to reveal the lighter yellowish ground beneath. Simple in concept, extraordinary in execution. They were created by the Nazca people, who inhabited the region from roughly 100 BC to 800 AD, and the dry, windless conditions of the plateau have preserved them almost perfectly for 2,000 years. Here's the question that has fascinated researchers for decades. The figures are only fully visible from the air. From ground level you can see lines and shapes, but you cannot appreciate the full design. So why did the Nazca people invest enormous effort into creating images that they themselves could never fully see? The most popular theory, that they were made for aliens or ancient aircraft, is entertaining but unsupported by any evidence. The Nazca people were sophisticated enough to plan and execute these designs using basic tools, grid systems, and wooden stakes. Experimental archaeologists have successfully recreated sections of the lines using only materials available to the Nazca. No aliens required. The leading serious theories are more interesting. Some researchers believe the lines were ritual pathways, walked during religious ceremonies rather than meant to be seen from above. Others argue they were an astronomical calendar, with lines pointing toward the rising and setting of stars and planets at key times of year. The most recent research suggests many of the lines point toward underground water sources, a precious resource in one of the driest places on Earth. The Nazca civilization collapsed around 800 AD, likely due to a combination of climate change and environmental destruction. Evidence suggests they cut down too many horango trees, the trees that held the desert soil together and maintained the water table. Without them, floods and drought destroyed their agricultural system. A civilization sophisticated enough to create one of the ancient world's greatest artistic achievements may have been brought down by deforestation. New drone and satellite technology continues to reveal new figures that have never been seen before. As recently as 2020, researchers identified over 140 previously unknown geoglyphs using drone surveys. The Nazca Lines have outlasted the civilization that created them by over 1,000 years. They sit in the desert, enormous and patient, waiting for answers we may never be able to give them. We know who made them. We know roughly how. We still don't fully know why. And in the desert of southern Peru, that question hangs in the dry air like it has for 2,000 years. Subscribe for a new ancient mystery every week.